Okay, hey, so it's Amber Renee from Living in Divine. And a lot of people, I just want to talk to y'all today about spiritual journey, all right? So a lot of people ask me, like, how did you begin your spiritual journey? How do you know you're on a spiritual journey? What are the signs of a spiritual journey? And, what is the purpose of it, right? So I just want to kind of discuss those few things with you all. So, I can kind of help y'all live in divine a little bit. Okay. So, like I said, I'm Amber Renee. I have been a spiritualist for maybe 3 or 4 years now. Oh Lord, it's been a long time. It's been long, but it's been a great journey. So my spiritual journey maybe started off in 2017, and I was, you know, fresh out of college in a toxic relationship. Didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of needed, I needed a little in my life, right? And so for me, I just knew my spirit didn't feel right. Like I was like, I prayed and it just wasn't doing enough for me, and I needed something a little bit more. I needed to connect with myself, right? And so like around 2017, so I started like how most of you all probably are like on YouTube. Your spirit kind of leads you to where it needs to be at, right? So I'm on YouTube and I get into crystals and I see sage. So I remember going to a local botanica in my area and buying my first crystal, which was a rose quartz. And I fell in love with my rose quartz, okay? The first time I wore my rose quartz, like I had put it in my bra, y'all, I felt like I was a little baddie off of that one crystal, right? And so my rose quartz became like my best friend. So for my rose quartz, I would never forget. So that was probably like October of 2017-ish. So probably around like December 31st, 2017, I decided to wear my natural hair. Now, if y'all know me, I usually have some long weave in my head, but when I'm wearing my natural hair, it probably means I'm getting a download. I'm getting a heavy download. I need to have my crown open for it, right? So, I remember coming from Memphis to Nashville, which is like a 3.5 hour drive. And I was listening to, y'all, I'm from Memphis. So, I was listening to like my Memphis music. And my spirit was just like, girl, like, no, we don't want to do this today. So I decided to start listening to gospel. And it was probably like my first time if I ever just turned on some gospel music. I was just like, okay. So there was 2 songs that really sparked my spiritual journey, right? The first song was Don't Do It Without Me. It's by Bishop. I want to say, I don't know, it's Bishop somebody, but it's already be. But the song says, Lord, whatever you're doing in this season, please do not do it without me, right? And so I knew my life was transitioning. I was like, God, like I have a public relations agency. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do there. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do in this relationship. I'm trying to just figure out my life. And I'm like, God, whatever you're doing, I know it's going to make sense one day. It might not make sense right now, but it's going to make sense one day, right? So that was the first thing. So after that, there's another song, Kirk Franklin, Something About the Name of Jesus. And I don't even know why, but I've listened to that song my whole life. And when I heard that song that night, I just started crying. Oh, there's a third song. He's an On-Time God by Dottie Pebbles. My mama used to always say that song growing up. He's an on-time God. Yes, he is. He may not call when you want him. He may not come when you want him, but he's going to be there right on time because he's an on-time God. Yes, he is. Okay? Praise the Lord. So, yes. So, it was those songs. And I promise you, I prayed for 3 hours, 3 to 5, actually longer than that. I prayed from 3 to 5 hours consecutively that night. And I prayed over every single person that was in my current life, right? I was praying by name. So if you're one of my friends, please know that you do get prayed for by name, okay? Because we some prayer warriors over here, okay? So I was praying for, everybody by their name. And I was praying. And I was just like, God, I don't know what this is, but please remove it, okay? And so after that, I prayed, and I just didn't want the energy of that prayer to be forsaken. So I kept driving and I prayed some more and I prayed some more, I prayed some more. When I got in my home, I prayed some more, right? And so I eventually, came home, fell to my knees, prayed some more. And that was really the beginning of my spiritual journey, because I felt a move in my spirit where I had felt depleted, I had felt weak. Now I felt like, okay, it wasn't the energy I have now, but it was some energy, okay? And that was the first time I really saw energy. So there were also a few people that I follow very heavily on YouTube. They no longer do, or they're no longer into spirituality. But they kind of taught me about altar spaces, and they taught me really about botanica. So another thing was alignment. I had always, like, I'm one of those people that I don't like to go everywhere if I don't know you. It's something that's special, spirituality. I don't want to discuss that with everybody, y'all. So I wanted a shop in my hometown that I can go to. They know me, and we be like, cheers. Everybody know everybody's name. I kid you not, my car had broke down one day, and I was going to go get some wine. And I looked up, and I saw Botanica. And so I went inside the Botanica, and from that day forward, those people at the Botanica, Rosia Spiritual Botanica, like, that's family, okay? So alignment, like, I felt aligned with my purpose. Now also, when you are becoming more spiritual, or when you're spiritually awakening, they're gonna feel some signs, right? So one of my signs were waking up at 3 a.m. Okay, so for me, a lot of people do wake up at 3 a.m. So if you're waking up at 3 a.m., that's a spirit wanting to talk to you, okay? But for me, it wasn't waking up at 3 a.m. It was the fact that I couldn't sleep until like 4 or 5 a.m. I had to be at work at 9 a.m. But I couldn't sleep every night because there was spirits being at my door. I was literally seeing my grandmothers and my aunts that were coming to me in visions and dreams. And I was like, y'all, sis just want to sleep, okay? Sis just want to go to sleep. And so until I fully, took my calling, I could not sleep. I was not getting nobody sleep. And also alignment. I also noticed a lot when I was going through my journey, I was aligning, and just people, I would pray for people and they would come into my life, right? I would pray for people and they would just come there, right? And I learned about manifesting, right? And I learned about being just happy with yourself, and learned about, what it means to live in your higher self. And so, when you're going through a spiritual awakening, you're not going to feel comfortable. If your spiritual awakening feels like, roses and sunshine and, poppy seeds, you probably are not going through a spiritual awakening. You're probably going through some Pinterest aesthetics, okay? So your spiritual journey is going to make you see things differently. Your spiritual journey is going to allow you to see who you need to be. Your spiritual awakening is going to allow you to truly love yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you're removing so much from you that you're like, okay, like, and it hurts. I promise you, it's hard at first, but you have to, in order to allow new things to come in, you got to get rid of the old. That's a whole thing. Like, you can't, like, I'm a hoarder. I love, like, y'all, I still have, like, my cheer uniforms from 7th grade, okay? I still have my 7th grade cheer jacket that I wear faithfully on a regular basis. I'm 27 years old, but I still have that somewhere, okay? So I like to hold on to things, okay? But I've learned within this season of my life, you can't hold on to old things if you're wanting new things. You just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to get rid of that energy. So I will always say, for me, it was the thing of just, like, allowing my spirit to be as is. And I know, like, when I was going through my journey the first time around, my friends, all my friends are pretty much spiritual now. And so at the time, my close friends, they were like, what's wrong with her? Like, she don't want to talk to nobody. She's just kind of by herself. Like, a part of it was I was depressed, but a part of it was I was learning about myself. So when I truly learned about myself, I was able to learn about, energy. And I picked up, my family is a family full of readers, and we always have been. There's a lot of the readers in my family, a lot of beautiful, amazing readers in my family. Um, and for me, like, we've always kind of gone back and forth with each other, like, read this person, read this person, read this person. And so for that was a thing. And so also on top of it, I started to get into tarot, right? And I would never forget, I was watching all these tarot videos and I was like, I could do that. And y'all, I legit brought my first pair of tarot cards and all my predictions came true. And so I was like, ooh, Shawty got the touch, okay? Like, okay, sis, you got this, all right? And so, you just become aligned. So I'm not saying that everybody go out and buy some tarot cards. So it's not everybody's meant to read tarot. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all might be great mind readers. You know, some of y'all might be great dreamers. Some of y'all might be, as we call them, dream prophets. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all might be great energy healers. Not everybody is meant to do the same thing in your journey, okay? So if you have a friend who's an amazing reader and you want to be a reader, that might not be your purpose. Your purpose might simply be cook some food for somebody, and you're a healer through food, okay? Or your purpose might be healing through communication. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has the same purpose for everybody for their journey, because if we had the same purpose, it would be boring. You know, we're all individuals. You know, we're still individuals, okay? Even though this is a journey, usually we journey with people, but in any team, we cannot all do the same thing, because at the time, it would not be a team. You know what I'm saying? So that's a thing already. So just make sure when you're going through your journey, when you're spiritually awakening, that you allow yourself to breathe. You know, you allow yourself to feel things for the first time. You allow yourself to be like, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. But being spiritual, and y'all, I cannot repeat this enough, being spiritual is not about magic, okay? It's not about spells, okay? It's not about making the dude from down the street fall in love with you. It's not about manifesting $1 million. It's not about being able to tell a girl to go sit down and do a spell on her and hex her because she didn't, you know, she didn't do what you wanted. She didn't do what you want her to do. Your true journey is a journey of self. And when you truly do understand your self journey, okay? When you understand your self journey, that's when your magic happens, okay? When you truly understand your purpose, that's when the true magic happens. Everything else is fun, is cute, is cool to do, candle work, all that, that's fun. But to truly understand your purpose and say that my spirit was put here for this reason, that's your real spiritual journey, because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to find your way back to self. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not finding you're learning a new you, but the person, the being that you were born, you know, when you came out your mother, that's your most organic self. Now, what has happened is, you know, over years, you've probably been weighed down, put down by your family, by friends. Everybody put their projections on you. Now you don't even know who you are. So you trying to find spiritual. You trying to be spiritual so you can do some spells. Nah, homie, it don't work like that. You're trying to be spiritual so you can find yourself and you can find your magic within. And when you find your magic within, then that's when the fun starts for you, okay? So signs of a spiritual awakening is, you know, you want to feel isolated. You're probably going to wake up at 3 a.m. You're going to be more drawn to, you know, crystals, cards, manifesting, journaling, affirmations. You might hear a voice. You know, those are your inner voices. Learn how to listen to those inner voices. Those are signs as well. But take those signs and listen to your spirit. I always tell people, y'all can come to me all day long for a reading, okay? But if you're not learning to listen to yourself, there's really no point of coming to me, because what happens is what I'm telling you is more than likely been confirmed in your life already. That's just how it works. Whenever something happens in my life, I always get a premonition prior. Now, whether or not I want to listen to that premonition or not, that's on me. But that's just that. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you're enjoying your spiritual journey, your spiritual awakening. And if you have any questions, always email me at livingindivine@gmail.com. And I do pick a card, so small readings and baths on Instagram at Living in Divine. So I hope to see you guys soon. I hope you learned a lot. And we're going to chat about some other things. All right. Thank you. Have a great day.